I shot at the shoulder.
Yeah.
And I hit him. I don't know if I killed him that fast.
Shade or something.
Yeah, well, I had those baseball clips. And it kind of like a bad shot. So
Yeah.
it's, that's the first time I ever, Matthew had a bad shot and killed the deer rather than it. Yeah, this one should have had this here one day. I would have hit it with a 4 rocks. But I went one for wide. He pulled it up. So we went over and down, and 3 hours later, he was.
Can't beat that.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna call our public hearing to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Josh? Here. Corey? Here. Greg is excused. Our clerk Katie? Here. I'm here. Jamie?
Yes.
Kelly? Here. And Brian? Also present is Chief Ludwig, Sergeant Schweitzer, Eric Ross, and Alan Cole. Public comments. The public is encouraged to address the village board at this time regarding items on the agenda. The village is not authorized by the Wisconsin Open Meetings Law to discuss, comment, or take action at the meeting on any issue raised by public comment that is not part of tonight's agenda. Please keep your comments limited to 3 minutes and state your name and address when starting your comments and fill out the sign-in sheet provided.
There's just so much. My first question, ladies and gentlemen, is what I see here, do I just have the minutes or do I have 3 or 4?
3.
Okay, cool. There's a $300,000 shortage in the budget. Is that at the beginning of October or the end of October? Next question is, the Ripplebrook payment, the November 6th expenses to be paid was $173,917, blah, blah, blah. A partial payment needs to be made to the paving company. Just curious. Ripplebrook is $26,000. How does this all total up to this point? How far debt are you in right now? That $530,000 loan that was taken out in November, what did that cover? Does that cover paying till the end of the year? The payroll? What's that all for? I'd like to know, okay? On the budget, I see court revenue for 2025 at $145,000. To date, in 2025, it's 110. But for I can't even begin to imagine how you can propose and project and wish for and hope for and cross your fingers for $220,000 next year. General government was at $2,500 in 2025. Again, wishful thinking. Where's this money going to be coming from that you came up with $25,000, I'm thinking that has to be a typing error. Just saying. Curious about fire wages. In 2023, it was 48,700. What is it today? For next year, it's here. Just amazed at how expensive, everybody knows things are getting more expensive, but what's going on in this village is frightening. When there's only 1,500 people living here, we have experienced huge debt for quite a few years. And Mr. Sonnenberg, I gotta say this, while you were in office, we ran with that debt. And you're doing it again. Didn't take you long. You have to sign it if you want. You have to sign it.
Nancy?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm on the cemetery committee. Our committee has not gotten an answer yet on the funds that were taken. They were in an account that was labeled our account. They were taken out without our knowledge, and had been out for several months. And we cannot get an answer as to why they were taken out. Why was the cemetery committee never informed of this? And yet I had people from other committees, commissions, and boards telling me, did you know they took your money out of your account? And it's in this LGIP account. Now, we were never even talked to about this, but so I was told that all of the other ones were talked to, and we were never talked to. Now, according to our ordinance, it must go before our board first, before anything is done, and it did not. And in fact, not only did it go to that account, it went to another account at Citizens Bank because it had 0.25% more interest that we could get. Again, nothing was brought up to our committee. It still has not been answered. It was poorly worded to the village board as to what we wanted, and so it gave the wrong impression. I do not feel that having 3 village board members on our committee is doing us any good, because it seems like they're just railroading around us. The cemetery is not looking good. We still have graves that are from last year that have not been done the final cover with grass seed. There are also the ones from this year. It is now winter. We don't expect anything now to be done until spring. There is also the fact that we have 2 more headstones that are broken. We have several that are knocked off kilter. the cemetery, we take great pride in that cemetery, being as not only our families are there, but all the other people that decided that rural home was a good fit for where they wanted to be buried. It is a beautiful cemetery. We would like these issues addressed. We would like somebody to come to our next board meeting when we can get one together and address these issues.
I got a question for you. October 2nd, did I not send you an email with 7 attachments that showed you all the money stuff? And I came to the cemetery board meeting and discussed it with your whole cemetery committee?
Yes, you did.
Okay, you just said you didn't get an answer on any of that from anybody, is what you just said. You did get an answer.
What I was trying
You didn't
also-
respond to my email.
Okay, go ahead and continue, because what you are doing is not listening to what we were saying in the first place.
Then why didn't you address that back in my email?
Because you had come to the meeting, you just sent it to me that day. I didn't get it until the next day.
So from October 2nd to today, you couldn't email me back and say, that's not what I was asking
I didn't
about."
need to, because I told you that night.
And I gave you
sent
all the paperwork,
No, I
right?
told you the reason that night was because that was not the issue. The issue was the fact that whoever took the money out of our account should never have done that until they came to us first. That has not been addressed.
Yes, it has.
Anything else that has anything to do with the cemetery account, until that gets addressed, we've told that over and over. There was emails that I sent to Katie about that. Christine has sent emails about that, and you're not listening.
Go back and read your email,
You're
look at
not
all the
listening to
attachments,
us.
and your question was answered.
You are not
Yes.
listening to
And
us.
you said, that's the same thing that
Anything
Jane
that
told
goes,
you.
anything that contains anything to do with the cemetery must go before the board first. It never did.
Not finances, we discussed this.
No, it never
Okay.
did, and it has to do with that
That's, I was gonna say,
first.
that's enough for
Yeah,
that part.
forget it. I'm done.
Plain and simple.
Okay.
Time's up too, so
Yep.
moving on.
I'll give you my time. Here.
Well, we can't do that. Oh, say what?
I'm gonna give her my time.
Yeah, I thought we couldn't do that. We went through that last time.
Well, that's after the fact.
I know. Here, give me a pen, give me a change. Okay. So, Personnel and Finance, April 3rd, 2025. Money for the new DPW truck were taken from the cemetery account at Citizens Bank, Paquonico, as well as the American Rescue Plan account through the local government investment pool. This is what she's trying to address. It would happen before anybody told them of it going on. So whatever you can say what you want to defend yourself. You're taking money out before you even notify the committee. And with me perusing through the budget, I see an awful lot of accounts that are padded, where it's $10,000 for this year, $10,000 for next year, and only $1,600, that's just a round figure, of what is planning to be spent. And I see that throughout the whole budget. So, I don't know what you guys are planning to do, but it's getting a little bit sickening. If you don't spend the money, adjust the budget accordingly. So maybe we're not taxed as much.
I'm going into debt.
Well, that's the whole problem. It's the debt we're going
Severe
into.
debt.
Again,
Actually, part of the debt, Ellen, was from you, because we refinanced to save some money. The plow truck that you purchased when you were a village trustee is part of this refinance that we did. $150,000 of that is for the road project that needed to get done on Bronx and Edgewood Court.
I'm looking at all kinds of stuff that was not budgeted. And you all have budgets at home. You can't spend so much over what you're allowed.
Did you ever tell the board to budget money for a fire truck and ambulance because it was becoming due?
June
In the future?
2021. And they were supposed to have it go, July was supposed to be when they were supposed to give the board a history of what they're going to do. And there was an account supposed to be set up. There never was.
I wasn't on the board.
How's that fire engine and ambulance gonna be paid for?
That's,
It doesn't even, it's not even one specific area. Anytime you have a capital purchase, you
Yeah.
need to have a fund started so you have something to go to. You don't just wait and take out these huge loans. We almost went into debt once. We don't need to do that a second time around.
Spend.
Are you guys here for the public hearing?
Yeah,
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
sorry, I thought it started.
Good.
You're next.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm done. Thank you.
Next up for public comments.
Go ahead.
Are you good?
Do you wanna speak?
Nope.
Oh,
Sorry, we're new to town.
anybody else?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Guess we're on here and let them do what they're gonna do.
Second call for public comments. Third and final call for public comments. We are through with public comments. We're moving on to number 3, discussion and action items. A, discussion, consideration, and possible approval of the 2026 proposed budget. Any questions or concerns from the trustees?
one of the big things I'm gonna mention just to the board that we've been working on is getting a lot of our fees, forfeitures, fines, all that stuff up to today's standards. The village has been too much in regards to supplementing too many things. And for us as a community, making sure that we are up to where we need to be. Part of the property tax stuff that we did, we ended up this year capitalizing $13,000 in regards to our growth, which was nominal. One of the things from the state of Wisconsin, we should have gotten a check for $18,000 from the state last month in regards to the error that was made during the expenditure restraint a couple of years ago that Katie and I worked on so diligently last year and for last year's budget to get that. So our payments and stuff that we were getting from the state, some of the numbers have been going down. The biggest one that had gone down from what we ended up coming up with was the road aid, transportation aids, went down $9,000. It's been a steady decrease. There was a point where the village was well into $100,000, well over $100,000 for state aids. We haven't been doing any projects, so. Past 2 years, we've done a couple of projects. Now, that'll start to catch up and we'll start to see an increase in that with our road aids, which will be good to allow us to be able to do more. This year's projects within the budget and stuff that are there, things that we will be looking at to consider. We'll be looking at new computers with the new computer system. Katie's brought that up, that our computers are almost 10 years old, and our system needs to be updated. So we're going to be looking at that. There was I can find exactly where I got that. Approximately $115,000 that we, $113,416 we have available to us in capital for next year's budget. So we're looking at that. Overall, we did decrease the budget 3 cents per thousand, so we stayed about the same. The biggest expenditure, I think, for us was this year was playing catch up in regards to the audits. 22, 23, and presented to you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the 24 audit as well. The 3 years of audits that were done this year to get us caught up and to get us legal again were completed. So, in regards to some of the comments, I'm just going to make, in regards to this Ripple Brook payment, that $26,000 is basically the monies that are owed back to the developer as part of their, I'm losing my train of thought on that.
It's part of the developer's agreement.
Thank you.
Yep.
So-
And it's minus the fees or the portion of it that we keep for the village.
Correct, so. As far as the cemetery stuff, it's been explained multiple times. I think the biggest problem in regards to that is just my 2 cents, is that how the monies are taken care of is done by the treasurer. Not done by individual department, individual committee, it's done by the treasurer. She is the keeper of all village funds. So part of the audit process that was done was that we had 24 separate banking accounts that were spread out. The auditors basically said, you guys need to get this down to a smaller number. Now, we are required by law that the library and stuff have their own separate, and that's due to the funds that they receive, but they're the only ones. None of the committees, commissions and stuff, all the money funnels through the treasurer. It's her responsibility. It's not a committee's responsibility, it's the treasurer's. And so what was done is, with time, everything was consolidated into a general fund. And we're just about there, if I'm not mistaken, Keith.
Yes.
Everything was worked with our auditors, everything was worked with the banks to get everything to where we are today, in regards to all that. So following what our auditors, the professionals are recommending is what we are in the process of doing. There are some other management things in the reports and stuff, and hopefully next month they'll be here to kind of go over 3 years of audits that weren't taken care of.
I'd like to also note that the consolidation doesn't mean all the money was pooled together. It's that we're using our accounting software properly. So money is still separated in the accounting software and accounted for. It's just that we are not using the bank to do our accounting for us.
One of the other things that we ended up doing this year that was a major project, and I'd like to thank Katie for all her hard time and hard work into doing that, was restructuring our accounting system to consolidate and to redo everything in regards to where the funds are, so we can have better documentation, better reporting system for when those questions and things do come up. So that was one of the big things, and you see that there's a lot of changes and stuff within the budget that have occurred over the past couple of years that we've been working diligently on. equipment wise and everything else, yes, there has been purchases of equipment, but when you're dealing with stuff that we didn't need, stuff that is 25 to 30 years old that needs to be replaced, if you're gonna provide service to the community, so we don't have instances of failure during snowstorms or failure during, other things, we wanna make sure that everything is where it needs to be. There are even some of the stuff that we currently have in service is outside of certain federal standards that we are in violation of. So, the board has been working diligently. I know everyone that's sitting on this board has been working diligently on a lot of the stuff, so. But like I said, this is just my 2 cents, so. I'm done.
What was the story on salvage?
Salvage has been having a hard time, the chief is having a hard time getting, as far as I'm aware, getting to get together with the state patrol. It's been, hey, we're gonna meet this day, it gets
And they keep
canceled,
pushing
we're gonna
off.
meet that day, it keeps getting pushed off and pushed off.
He's ready.
He's ready, but, and he has to do, I think it's 3 inspections to get that project up and running. I know the PD's working on other projects in regards to things that we haven't been doing to protect our roadways. They've been very proactive on a lot of different fronts. And as you can see tonight, just from the police department alone, between their traffic citations and ordinance violations, compared to where they were, a year ago, they're over $200,000 in fines that have been going on. So they've been doing their job out there and that. So I think Sergeant Schweitzer is here. So or did he leave already? Oh,
This is all up.
He stepped out for a moment.
so
I was just curious, because obviously that's
yeah,
could be a big revenue thing for us.
correct.
But I noticed we did adjust the budget, proposed budget, to indicate that
Yeah.
we're not sure where that is gonna end up.
Correct. The chief basically came back with the budget and said, once it gets up and going, great, but I can't give you a date until State Patrol says otherwise, so at least that was his presentation to finance.
And the professional technology piece, what's in that bucket? Does anybody know? 'Cause I know
Yeah,
like the tech joy stuff is in the IT services, right?
yep, so professional technology is, like our Microsoft, our monthly Microsoft
Licenses.
charge it, licenses, yeah. The Boxcast, the streaming videos, it also includes, there's something else I'm trying to think of.
Cloud.
Huh?
The maintenance of the system, isn't that what we just signed with?
So the tech joy stuff, that's over in the IT services.
Yeah, and that's all included.
Okay. I didn't think about like the recurring cloud licenses from the
Yeah.
office and stuff.
I mean,
Yeah,
the police department saw a jump in some of their technology, the fire department saw a jump in their technology stuff as well, so. There's been a lot of different things that kind of jumped around, but we ended up eliminating some categories, transferring some categories that were not supposed to be in.
we combined some categories,
um,
separated some out, so it
So-
makes more sense.
So in essence, we're trying to make the clerk's office flow a lot easier than where we're at.
Efficient.
Yes, that's the word. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
I think our, internet, our website page fees are on there too. Like the domain charges.
There are a number of categories and stuff, and accounts in the accounting program is a lot smaller and
Easier to manage, yeah.
it's a lot easier to manage than where we were before. It's been a lot of cleaning up of a lot of different things. And the board will see over the next, as you have seen, a lot of the ordinances coming to the table with updated, a lot of updates and stuff. That, as far as I'm aware, is we are continuing with that, working with the department heads on everything, so.
What was the story on the engineer? The planning and development engineer?
Yeah, that guy.
Budgeted 3,000. As of October, consumed 56,000 and now budgeting 10 for next year?
Correct. That number is something that it depends on what development we get and what development we don't get. So we've been trying to come up with some type of average in regards to that. It had to get moved out of the category that it was not in, and so we kind of looked at everything and said, all right, where are we at with this? And we don't think that a lot of it is in and out that happens with that, because
Do they get
for
charged to
right,
rent?
because if you were to build something and you use our services, the village, the residents, the businesses, everyone should not be paying for that. And that gets then transferred back, but the monies have to come into an account and then go out an account. So it's it's an in and an outie, but it all depends on what type of development we are gonna have.
Sure.
And as we've been seeing over the past few months, there's been a pretty good increase, so hopefully that trend continues and those numbers will probably, change.
Our new planner and engineer are also will save us money.
Compared to Cooper? Good job, guys. And yours is nice, easy to manage.
Yeah, next year's, you'll see a big difference between, how things flow between 26 and 27. Now that everything has been corrected, that needed to get corrected per working with the accountants and stuff. And our accounting's not being done by the bank.
Any other questions, concerns from anybody? There's Brian, Thor. Then I make a motion to approve the 2026 proposed budget.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. B, discussion, consideration, possible approval of resolution 2025-09, a resolution adopting the 2026 budget and authorizing the 2025 general property tax levy against all taxable property in the village of Big Bend.
What do we have as,
A resolution.
it's a resolution. Then I would just table that to the board meeting to pass that resolution.
Make a motion to table to our board meeting that will be starting in a minute. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I'll make a motion to adjourn our public hearing.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Did you guys say your movie was over?
Yeah, July.
Oh,
Yeah,
Welcome.
thanks.
the excitement of local government.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sorry, I saw 5:30, I saw 7 up there, it's just gonna be time.
We had 3 meetings.
Doesn't
We had
say
finance,
local.
the general, and then the board meetings.
So does it usually start at 5:30 every time?
No, that's finance. Usually
Okay.
it's 7 for the board meetings,
Okay.
the first Thursday of the month.
Okay.
If you go on the website, there's like a good calendar. If the department, there's 1,000 meetings, so that's how I try to remember things.
Okay.
Because they change and that calendar's usually
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
Okay.
so
Appreciate it, thank you.
Good way to find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna call our village board meeting to order at 7:06 PM. Take roll call. Josh?
Here.
Corey? Here. Clerk Katie? Here. Tracy's here. Noah?
Here.
Jamie?
Here.
Okay. Tyler. Kelly?
Kind of.
Brian?
Have a good night. Yeah.
Also present, Chief Ludwig and Sergeant Schweitzer, as well as DPW Superintendent Eric Ross. All right, statement of public notice. I certify that there is a quorum present and the agenda was properly noticed. For public comments, the public is encouraged to address the village board at this time regarding items on the agenda. The village is not authorized by the Wisconsin Open Meetings Laws to discuss, comment, or take action at the meeting on any issue raised by public comments that is not part of tonight's agenda. Please keep your comments limited to 3 minutes and state your name and address when starting your comments and fill out the sign-up sheet provided. Second call for public comments. Third and final call for public comments. We will move on from public comments. Number 4, reports. I have one correspondence from Pam Nimmer. I just wanted to say thank you to the DPW for your great work on keeping our town looking nice, and how I appreciate you not filling the end of my driveway with 3 feet of snow. Keep up the good work. I also want to thank the police and fire department for keeping us safe. I know a lot doesn't happen in this town, but if something does, you'll be there, and I'm glad we still have you. I want to thank everyone on the board. You guys really had a mess to clean up from the yahoos that we had, so glad they're gone. I trust all of you and know you care about Big Ben. Sincerely, Pam Nimmer. The U.S. Small Business Administration was going to come tonight. Unfortunately, she had something come up. She wanted us to let everyone know in the village that the SBA relief still is available for Wisconsin small businesses and private nonprofits affected by excessive moisture. We do have 5 different attachments in the email. If anybody does need us to send it to them, just let Katie or I know, and we're more than happy to send it out to anybody.
It's in regards to the flooding from back in August.
The 2024 audit reports are in front of you. Please take the time to review them, because Baker Tilly will be coming to one of our next meetings to go over the last 3 years' worth of audits that finally have been completed to make us legitimate and up to date and complete and compliant. The fire department monthly report. Chief John.
Me.
Good evening.
Okay, we had 20 calls for the month. We're at 169 for the year. Fire department, along with the police department and public works, are working together to get a grant for our future radio needs. Right now, about 90% of our fire inspections are done for the year. Inspectors are working hard to get them completed by the end of the year. Right now, we're reviewing our false alarm policy with the police department. We've had 7 false alarms in the past month and a half. And right now, there's really no policy on false alarms, so we're gonna try and take care of that. And on behalf of the fire department, I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and have a safe holiday season. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Police Department monthly report. Sergeant.
Hello. Just a few statistics. I don't like using the Q word, but it wasn't the busiest month we've had, which was kind of a nice reprieve so we could get caught up on a lot of other things. Some of the calls to note, EMS fire assist was at 12. I think a lot of that was probably alarms too, but that's kind of high for us for a month. 13 hours assisting other agencies, 83 citations, 83 extra patrol requests, 30 business checks, 16 case reports, a lot of radar requests, reckless driving, recreational vehicles, 14 traffic controls. We had 9 traffic accidents, 40 warnings. Year to date, 1,213 citations, 116 non-traffic citations for a total of just over 1,300 citations. I didn't update the fine amounts since October. That's Chief's fancy numbers, and I didn't have access to it this month. And you can compare our current year-to-date statistics to last year's. We're obviously much higher. We're still looking for a crossing guard. I think it's just going to be us forever. But if you do know somebody, please let us know.
I'm trying to talk my dad into doing it.
It'd be awesome. I feel really bad if we have a call that comes in at like 3:10. You know, I'm trying to call the school. I'm going to an emergency call just to let them know. So we cover it, we do it. But and it is nice to see the kids. But if we can get a crossing guard, that'd be awesome. We're continuing a lot of extra patrols. When we do clear crossing guard, we kind of hop in with the buses and we look for bus violations and things, so we're pretty active in the area. This last month we did a round of tavern checks, which we do kind of regularly. We had 3 squads out during Thanksgiving Eve, which is one of the busiest travel, I think it is the busiest travel day of the year, so that was nice. During our snow emergency, first shift stayed over quite a bit to assist the second shift. We had consistent communications with our DPW. Which was mutually beneficial, I think, to us and the DPW, that everyone communicating. I'd also like to note and pass on from one of our officers on duty, it should be noted the 4x4 capabilities of our patrol vehicles really came into play because a lot of other emergency vehicles were getting stuck, including other law enforcement agencies that we had to pull out. So, you know, that's a little add-on when we buy cars, but in situations like this snowstorm, it really, really came to play that we were able to actually respond and assist. This last month we had several officers do in-service training at WCTC. We had an in-house training for tasers that certified us through the year. We also had a DNR, ATV, UTV enforcement class. Our village attorney also met with us briefly to discuss some municipal court issues. And we also invited the landing officers to our trainings, as they generally do for us, for the small agencies. It doesn't cost us anything to offer that to them. And they do the same for us. There's been a lot of frauds, as there are, I think, everywhere. Detective Kackmeyer has been incredibly busy writing warrant after warrant after warrant, chasing these things down. She is doing a training on January 28th in the library. The flyer's on the wall in the hallway if you want to see more about that.
Is she having success on chasing them down?
Yes.
Yeah, she's been a rock star from what I understand.
I will tell you that's one thing you get here in Big Bend that most agencies would say, sorry, you know, you guys can't.
Yeah.
Whereas having a detective on duty, she has the abilities to actually chase this stuff down, and she is making a lot of progress. And it's going to be people like her that interrupt these things that other agencies just don't have the time for. So it's really, if I lived here, I think that's something that's a really nice asset if this does happen to you or someone you love, that someone is actually tracking it down. Kackmeyer and I are teaching snowmobile safety right here in this room on the 13th and 14th. At the end of snowmobile safety, it'll be about 100 kids educated in 2025 through ATV safety courses, ATV, boat, and snowmobile. We have firearms qualification coming up, again with Land PD. We have an emergency drill that the full-timers are attending at Norris this month, since we are usually the first to respond. And we're in the scheduling phase of hosting several law enforcement trainings related to drug identification and investigations. These will probably occur in March. And please look for us at the Waukesha Christmas Parade. We have a squad as a float. National Night Out donated the decorations and candy, and Karen Schnitzler and the fire department also donated some candy for us. Calls and note, again, there weren't a ton of note There's a particular home that we've been dealing with quite a bit, just due to a lot of different services with the fire department as well. We've been teaming up with them and county, trying to help rectify the issues they had. We had an active check fraud simultaneously that occurred at both of our Citizens banks from out-of-state actors. We were able to take one person into custody immediately, and with use of our flock camera system and assistance from the Indiana State Police, we were able to stop the other actors and get them identified. Chief A just left for vacation in Florida. He stopped on the way down there to that particular office that assisted us, and we dropped off a care package and a letter of commendation for them helping us out. We've been going through some of our history, and agencies used to send a lot of letters back and forth commending each other, so we thought, hey, we're going down there, let's bring them some stuff. So, and they really helped us out. Big Bend PD located a domestic suspect for WSD, took him into custody. The snow event was pretty big, obviously. We had 5 reportable crashes, multiple non-reportable. We all handled it. And we had an incident where a parking lot ding turned into a disturbance at Quick Trip, which resulted in 3 disorderly conduct citations. That's it. I would just say, yeah, keep your eyes out for us at the parade on Sunday. If you're there, I think we'll be at the front. So, any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
What's the date of that fraud class or?
The 28th of
January 28th. It's going to be at the library, and there's a poster in the front. We're not advertising it a super ton because we think it's going to be pretty full, but we're hoping to have more and more of them, seeing how this one turns out.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Eric from DPW.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hard to believe it's been a year already, eh?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're having fun. All right, village work. Patched some potholes throughout the village before they got covered in a foot of snow. Leaf drop off is done for the year. We've hauled all the leaves off the drop off site. Moved all the picnic tables under the pavilion. Replaced a burnt out light right here on the southeast corner of the building. We washed all the windows. That was from Linda, police clerk. She wanted her windows clean, so we just figured we'd go all the way around the building and get them all done. Replaced the door stoppers on the glass doors to library and the clerk's office. The new attachment, thank you guys again for that purchase because we've already put it to work and we cut back the whole recreational trail from the back of the park all the way to Weiss Meats. And we also got all the overgrowth cut along Edgewood Avenue, along the sidewalk. Cleared catch basins throughout the village. Again, this was all before snow. Removed grass buildup from the catch basin on Edgewood Avenue so we get good flow back in there. And removed the pier for the season. Vehicle and equipment maintenance. Did all the winter prep on the trucks. Got the wing installed, salter installed weeks ago already. We put a new alternator in the skid steer. Replaced the broken pin on the skid steer fork attachment. Did an oil change on old John Deere. Did an oil change on the old case. And as I started to spin the oil filter off, there was a date on the oil filter, 2020. So that poor machine has not had an oil change in 5 years. Sharpened motor blades that we had sitting on in the shop, so we got good replacements for next year. Miscellaneous, I changed the oil in the air filter on the DPW shop air compressor, and we did some more organizing outside the gated area before the snow hit. Any questions? Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
There is no library or celebrations report this evening. Village treasurer's report.
Just a couple things to note. The local government investment accounts are now closed through the LGIP. Funds were moved to Citizens Bank as approved back in April by the board. So that is complete. Payment has been sent off for the John Deere front end loader to pay off the lease, which was also approved by the board in November. And payment has been sent to pay for the mini dump truck purchase, which was also approved in October. If the budget, the resolution for the budget is approved tonight, the tax bills will go out tomorrow also.
Report from professional services.
Nothing at this time.
Sir. Number 5, consideration possible approval of minutes for November 6th, 2025.
Council Lee?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I didn't see any typos or anything, so I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 6, discussion, consideration, possible approval of partial payment request from both Paving Company Incorporated in the amount of $150,840.11 for the 2025 road projects.
This is just the initial payment. There's one additional payment coming in January. When you look at the chart that shows all the things that were done, way on the right-hand side of the chart is the percentage of what has been completed. So that's just showing what we're paying for this payment. All in all, we're still coming in under the quote that they originally gave us.
Approximately $50,000 less.
I'll make a motion to approve the partial payment of $150,840.11.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. B, discussion, consideration, possible approval of accounts payable from Wednesday, November 19th, 2025 in the amount of $86,344.87. And today, Thursday, December 4th, 2025 in the amount of $438,498.91. So the total between the two totals is $524,843.78. The breakdown for the bills from today, $21,143.32 was payroll, $417,355.59 was for the accounts payable. I can repeat it if you need me to. I'll make a motion to approve the bills of $524,843.78.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Discussion action items 7A, discussion, consideration, possible action on preliminary plat for Bordeaux Fields subdivision. This is for 16 single-family detached residential lots and 2 outlots. Zoning designation is R3, 120 feet lot frontage and 20,000 square feet lot sizes. This is proposed off of Tenberry.
Yeah, this one, just from a planning standpoint, he's brought it to planning, Dan had for multiple visits or consultation before he even got to the plat. And so this is obviously finally to the plat side of it. He needs to work on a developer's agreement, stormwater management plan, and all those kinds of details, but overall, we went through quite a bit of back and forth on where it ended up here. In the end, the road's nice and straight, it had a real kind of crazy curve to it originally that I think it's for the better now that it's kind of straightened out with the bulb on the end. Fires obviously looked at it and had some no issues with it. He's dedicating some land back to the owners that are already there, that are adjacent, so he's giving some land to them. I mean, overall, it seems like it's a pretty good fit.
Other than that, no other issues from planning?
Yeah. Like I said, we had quite a few consultative sessions prior, so that helped.
Good.
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. B, discussion, consideration, possible action of resolution 2025-06, a resolution accepting improvements in Ripplebrook East and West subdivisions in the village of Big Bend. Whereas the subdivision improvements have been installed in Ripplebrook East and West subdivisions in accordance with the requirements of the subdividers agreement for said subdivision, and whereas the village engineer has recommended acceptance of said improvements and the dedication of roadways. Now therefore be it resolved by the village board of the village of Big Bend that all improvements in Ripplebrook East and West subdivisions and the dedication of the roadways therein are hereby accepted. This was accepted through personal and finance earlier.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2025-06.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. C, discussion, consideration, possible action on the final letter of credit reduction for Ripplebrook East subdivision plat development. Final amount to be released is $26,305.79. The memo of credit came from Bridget Berry from Pure. After this is paid, there will be no remaining letter of credit. This was also approved in personnel and finance as well. I'll make a motion to approve the final letter of credit reduction in the amount of $26,305.79.
second it.
Any other discussion?
And this is what was brought up earlier, that the letter of credit in regards to the final.
Correct. The money owed back to them after completing their project.
Correct, that we had on hand that we have to return.
Correct. Motion is second. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Discussion, consideration, possible action on resolution 2025-09, a resolution adopting the 2026 budget and authorizing the 2025 general property tax levy against all taxable property in the village of Big Bend. This is also going over at Personnel and Finance, and we approved it to push the village today. Resolution 2025-09, whereas the village board did hold on the 4th day of December 2025 a public hearing on the proposed budget for the village of Big Bend for the calendar year of 2026. And whereas the village board has reviewed the proposed revenues from all sources and the proposed expenditures for all purposes, and has directed that the proposed budget be adjusted accordingly. Now therefore, at a meeting of the village board of the village of Big Bend, Waukesha County, Wisconsin, held on the 4th day of December 2025, a quorum being present and a majority of the board voting therefore, said board did resolve as follows. Be it resolved by the village board of the village of Big Bend, Waukesha County, Wisconsin, as follows. Number 1, that the 2026 annual budget, a summary of which is attached hereto and made a part of hereof, be and is hereby approved. And number 2, that there is hereby levied and assessed upon all the taxable property, real and personal, in the village of Big Bend, Waukesha County, Wisconsin, for the current year, 2025, $1,587,625. Fund details as follows. General fund, $2,216,230.53. Debt service fund, $472,536.32. Passed and adopted by the village board of the village of Big Bend, Waukesha County, Wisconsin, this 4th day of November in 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-09.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. E has been tabled until our next finance meeting to adjust a few things. F has been struck, sorry, 3:30 this morning. G, discussion, consideration, possible action on the new operators licenses. For our detective and Sergeant Schweitzer, they have been okayed by the PD. There has been no issues over the last 8 to 10 years. For Taylor, last name Houck, and Garnell Murray.
I'll make a motion to approve that new operator's license for Taylor M. Houck and Garnell G. Murray for Quick Trip Incorporated.
Second.
Motion is second. Any other discussion?
Nate, still here? Or Nate step out?
No, he had to leave.
He discussed it briefly before we left. Motion is second. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. H, discussion, consideration, possible action on resolution 2025-10, a resolution establishing staff salaries for the 2026 budget year. This had been gone over at our last previous finance committee meeting and personnel to align everything with basically the county, our area. The village president trustees are not getting any increases whatsoever. Due to when clerk treasurer and some of our other hourly associates were hired, it was about that time to see if we were able to give them raises or not, because they've been doing an amazing job. Nothing was increased for the fire department, everything's remaining the same. And then the police clerk and court clerk did get an adjustment as well, and all approved by personnel and finance.
2%.
Just basic too.
Yep, basic 2%.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-10.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The Village Board of Trustees in the Village of Big Bend deems it necessary to formally approve salaries for the village employees. And whereas the Village Board of Trustees has adopted the 2026 annual operating budget with the staff salaries for all village employees. And whereas the Village Board of Trustees authorized these salaries to be in effect January 1st of 2026. Therefore, be it resolved, the Village Board of Trustees of the Village of Big Bend of Waukesha County, Wisconsin hereby approves the following village employee salaries. Did you want me to read them off? The resolution is adopted by the Big Bend Village Board on the 4th day of December, 2025, to be effective the same date, but taking full effect January 1st. I, discussion, consideration, possible action on new appointment for the Board of Appeals.
I'm working on it, so. Can't be me.
What's the requirement on that one? Is there a requirement for more than one trustee?
Don't remember.
No. This is, doesn't like.
Yeah.
I haven't had anybody come forward and offer to join the Board of Appeals or be nominated to be on.
Well, how often do you guys meet on that one? It's pretty rare, right?
It's very.
This'll be one
Yeah, this is the
first
first one
this year since I've been on it, so.
Maybe I was at it my first 2 years, and there was like one, maybe 2 meetings.
There's one
There
on
is a meeting
December-
coming
There's one
up.
on December 9th.
Next week, on the 9th.
I think Craig Lake could do a great job, don't you guys?
I was trying to get him to be crossing guard, but he said no. I said he looked at it with stop sign in his hand.
I'd go on it.
I'll make a motion to appoint Craig Lake to Board of Appeals.
So that works.
I'll second it.
Thanks for coming out tonight, Craig.
But I want to get off the Fire and Police Commission next year. That'd be the next appointment in April.
I will note that, sir.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Craig. Craig's got municipal experience. Just a little bit.
So we have a
Just a
motion
little
and a
bit more than
second
you do.
for Mr. Lake to be on the Board of Appeals. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Welcome to the Board of Appeals, Mr. Lake.
See you next week.
I'll see you Thursday, or Tuesday.
I've been on just about everything else.
That is true.
Might as well check all the boxes.
You were probably on an appeal, Board of Appeals previously at one point.
I I was appointed to the Plan Commission in about 1980, so I've been involved in the village since then.
Our next meeting will be on January 8th, due to the new year hitting the beginning of the month. Joshua?
I'll make a motion to adjourn, I don't mind.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Nobody else is calling.
I was gonna make Katie come over here and do it.
Because it's basically the committees and commissions, not
Not
us.
the board, it's the committees and commissions.
I'm trying to CYA.
Is this the same?
It's the ONOFF button.
It's usually like a little slash in between the two.
OFF, top,
It's the top left one.